guess where I am? I'm on my smartphone down by the river in Eastwood Park, this area. And I have my bag of weed. Actually, it's not. It's sawdust. Is what it appears of. I got this over at the Glen Helen, what is it? The covered bridge where I did my paper or my football video. I collected sawdust when I was over there at the Glen Helen Bridge. I put it in a bag, and then I went to the Bryan, whatever it is, park in Yellow Springs that I did in my Nebraska video. So I don't want to touch it right now, but there's some grass in there. You see it? Let's see what it looks like after a couple months. What do you think would happen if I would smoke this? So that's what it gets to look like. Unfortunately, I have collected things from, nature before, and I kept them in my studio, and then they got like moldy, and I didn't know any better. So until I acknowledged that it was getting mildewy and moldy, so then I was concerned about the potential of what am I inhaling on a regular basis. So I try to be careful of what it is that I collect from outside and bring it into my home. This was something that I wanted to bring with because it has been extremely stressful for me working on my project. It's not the circumstances I wanted. I don't think anybody in the world wants them, considering I'm being harassed every single day of my life while I'm doing it. I collected the sawdust and this grass from locations of places that I went and originally did music videos before I got to the home I'm currently in and started to record my first album in my life. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it living somewhere I wanted to live and being close to people I grew up around with, that I had people that I could celebrate holidays and life, their birthdays. I pretty much ended up spending life alone now. That's Joyce Meyer, coming out of Joyce Meyer's teachings and listening to Joel Osteen about being positive about shit. So, in order to comfort myself, because I've never yelled before in my life until now, I yell all the time because they stimulate the brain with electricity. Does anybody know Stephen C. Johnson from Patriot Energy? Patriot Energy, electricity. Yeah, him and his buddies are the ones that freaking goddamn are like the mafia and go onto people's computers and screw with them and shit. And put big bolts of fucking electricity into your skull. Out here in Dayton, Ohio, before I leave, I want to talk to the highest rank of the fucking goddamn Air Force and ask them what the hell they know about people intruding onto my computer, harassing my brain with direct communication, mental communications. You're an asshole. Hey, you fucking crew-headed fucking piece of shit in the military. You're an asshole. Why don't you step out in the fucking goddamn Huffman Prairie field with me? No guns, no military fucking shit, just me and you. I'll kick your ass in front of your whole unit. You don't keep people safe. I can't even believe that I ever wanted to play for the military. They don't keep us safe. I wouldn't have burn marks all over my arm if they kept me safe. See, God wanted me to know in advance, okay, before you go do anything, number one, know that nobody's going to give a shit about you when you truly need help. When you're homeless and you don't know what else to do but let people suck your dick for money, you're going to find out that fucking goddamn then cops ain't going to come in to help you. They're going to try to set you up to put you in prison and make your life worse so you end up homeless out on LA Beach. Anybody who's been in political positions while I'm alive, I want to say you're all fucking assholes. There's much other ways of going about things. How about by starting, if a baby is born, they need an account so they can take care of themselves. Instead of they gotta be all decrepit and shit. And then they get the least of everything in the worst of circumstances. You know, I wish God would be for me in such a manner the next time the governor agrees with the President of the United States to put a mask over my face when I go into public, that I could literally walk up to the fucking goddamn governor and do to him what I really want to do for him sending a message that I have to wear a mask. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like. I hope it's not the same old piece of fucking shit that was governor when I first came out here. Hey, Governor, what the hell are you doing about people who are mentally harassing other people? Innocent people. What are you doing about it? What procedures are you taking right now? Huh? Everybody's affected by it. Say it. I'm going to take this and I am going to put it in the river because this is one of my favorite places that I did one of my other videos called Good Day. When I first came here and done this whole project has been complicated for me because it's not what somebody who was once a professional for almost a decade in entertainment wanted to do. Meanwhile, I should sue the government because every video that I've done had to be in a state that I wasn't even born and raised in. You see, because the power that be doesn't want you doing things in the hometown that you were born and raised in. They don't want you having chunks of land in the area that you were born and raised. I wanted to travel the world and do different things. I don't want to talk about it right now. What I used to want to do, because you don't know what you really want to do until you find out what's going on. And one thing God has let me know, you can go minister to people all you fucking want, but when you need something, they're going to all say the horriblest things to you. They're going to treat you like shit. The only thing that you're going to get is the least of absolutely everything. What's wrong with the freaking Christian community? What the fuck acid did you dip into before you step out on a stage and collect money and then tell everybody else they don't need money? When you're homeless, all you can think of is, God, I just wish I could get my hands on $1 so I can fucking eat legally. You know what I should have done? I should have fucking just risked going to prison for the rest of my life and grabbed Joyce Myers by the back of the fucking neck and threw her onto the LA beach and kicked her until she came to her senses that these people need fucking money. That's what their problem is. Until the economy goes away, we all need fucking money. You stupid old fucking bitch. How do we get it? You know what God taught me? You don't need a relationship with people. You don't. Tracilyn Michael don't need a relationship with people at the present moment like she needs a fucking relationship with a big, large sum of money. The only people you probably want in your life anyway are people that you would pay if you had lots of money. And you're intelligent and you know how to make choices. So you have the right people in your life that you're paying. And that's why I get pissed off, because I quit being self-employed because I figured out things that should only be in a book and sold so I can have my own money because I'm intelligent. I was self-employed. I don't want to do things like those stupid son of a bitches who release albums every year or every other year. I don't want to do that. That's insane. It doesn't have to be that way. And why would I go down to Nashville or anywhere and pay people to do shit? I'd rather just frickin' take the Social Security and float around. I can float on a raft down the river and see if a cop will fucking come out and cite me for it. I can catch more than 2 fish a day and see if they're citing me for it and put me in jail. Because evidently I'm not allowed to eat the fish in the river, or if I do, I can only eat so many of them at any given day or throughout seasons of the year, right? Because my life isn't more important than those fish that are in the river. I just saw a raccoon when I came here and I wish I could have got video of it. I would have liked that. I would have loved to do that. I wonder how many fish a day a raccoon eats versus a human being is allowed to eat. And why the cop isn't over by the raccoon, writing the raccoon a citation for eating too many fish in any given day. Why doesn't he do that? Why, hey, officer of Dayton, Ohio, or whatever jurisdiction this is, have you ever written a citation to a deer or to a raccoon, a squirrel, a bird? You know? Rest assured, you better be licensed, because let's face it, when the United States government licenses people, they have a standard, right? Those are the people that we, as a consumer, can trust to go to. Have the better interest. They've been educated by a system that says what? This is what's best. That's why we have all these licensed pastors teaching us into people relationships instead of God and freedom. In order for me to comfort myself during the times that I'm in the studio being harassed, not knowing if I'm going to live through it or not, knowing I don't have a person in the world to share what the heck I'm going through, and nobody cares, Joyce Myers, not even your ministry, okay? You heard some of my videos. You didn't call me up and say, hey, Tracilyn Michael, what's going on? You know why? Because you're a fucking pussy. That's why. You're a coward. Live by the way that you teach. Do you understand? I'm not going to be self-employed. Do you understand? I'm not going to work for a house and have it taken away from me before I die. If I'm going to have anything at all, it has to be in writing that it belongs to me till death do us part. Joyce Myers, I don't want to be married to a fucking human being. Humans are assholes. They can change on you in a second. Okay? They can. Because we're like robots, but you're not saying that, are you? Because somebody with mental communications can screw up relationships in less than 3 seconds. You want a relationship with the material possessions that you want a relationship with. You know, I was asked for years to go into like game shows and stuff with doing musical endeavors. I was told about it for years. And I have no interest in it at all. Why don't they have shows that celebrate life and the love of music instead of, I'm going to outdo you, you're going to outdo me, we're going to win the people's favor? The people's favor is not real. It's an illusion. I can't believe that I've been blessed with learning everything that I've learned. Time away from listening to people speak will provide you, what, multitudes of information you should have had by the time you were in double digits. 10 years old, 11 years old. I'm going to take this. I brought it and I put it in a bag. Sawdust in Nebraska. They were two of my more favorite set locations when I first got started on my 50-song project. That turned out to be more than 50 songs, and I still have a ways to go yet. And I brought it and I put it in a bag because I wanted to be able to touch it, and I wanted to be able to smell it. The problem is, I don't have time to do all the research, and I don't have a friend in the world that knows about nature and the dangers of maybe inhaling or touching something that has been in a sealed bag and a container for about a month. So I don't know if that's mold, but I started to realize it might not be good for me to inhale stuff like that. So this is grass from the Nebraska set location. I'm putting it into the river because I would say that I used to love going to the Swati. It was one of my favorite places to go and relax, listening to the water like I am now. And God has told me, if you write quality music, you're set for the rest of your life. You don't need to write fucking 20, 30, 40 albums. More albums does not mean you have quality songs. Or a quality life for that matter. So my Nebraska grass is going into the river. And then I'm going to take, this is actually sawdust. Hey, Joyce Myers, I needed my own money, and you lied to me and said that's not where my focus should be. That's exactly where the hell it should have been. Do you know that every time I was listening to you, that day, at any given 5 minutes, the person I was staying with could have lost his mind, or them with mental communication could have went into his mind and they could have kicked me out because nothing was in writing. Because people won't sign things into writing. Yeah, there's other laws. Well, good luck. Do you think I want to spend my whole life in court fighting? Why didn't we do that in 1972 when I was born? Why is another kid being born in another hospital right now as I'm speaking, and they don't have an account born with them? They were born. Is God stupid? Hey, God up there, are you a fucking idiot? There's an economy world here. How are we going to take care of ourselves? Hold on. We're going to sprinkle this. All right, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn it around so that I can actually videotape the rest of the sawdust. It was, I have a purple video, and in the purple video, I'm leaning up against, not the tree with it like a face on it, I'm leaning up against another tree that I really like. Each wood chip is now surfing. Turn it around again. Alright, here I go. Just so anybody knows, they've been tormenting me for the longest time, and when I met people downtown, they were doing nothing but hinting about playing for free and playing in bar rooms. I don't want to discuss that right now, but I'm not going to play for free. And first, it has to start with conversating over a contract that has movie roles, national if not worldwide exposure to my music, and television included, okay? I'm not interested in just being a local schmokel. I'm not Willie Nelson, so don't put another Willie Nelson picture up in a bar room and tell me to go play there. Seems to me if his image is already there, he should go there and play. Not everybody wanted to fucking do that with their life. Liking music is one thing. Being the only thing you do in your whole life, not everybody wants to go there. Most of this stuff will be edited out. I get to listen to it and edit. I just want to share the river, and I'm on my way home at the present moment to finish editing another version of Hugs and Kisses. It's the last recording of Hugs and Kisses that I would do, most likely in my home studio. Check this out.
Alongside the interstate was a lady who lost faith.
I made myself a cute little piano song of Indane, Ohio. It's the original way that I used to play it on acoustic guitar, and I made it while I was working on my Could Have It All, which is my third studio album. I decided to make a fourth album of what I call a remix, which is of the same songs already recorded, but a different version. There was a percentage of my songs that there were different reasons why I wanted to re-record them. And so I've been working on that, and it's been very stressful going through everything that I'm going through with them harassing me continuously. I wanted to come here to Eastwood Park to take my little bag of sawdust and to take the grass from the two different set locations and put them over here to the Good Day set location. I am off, and when I get home in the studio, I'll get to play a little bit more of my song.